Hello and welcome to this video from the Hertfordshire and West Essex Health and Care Academy Leadership Development Team. This topic is on the 5 questions, a tool to reduce anxiety and increase clarity. In Hertfordshire and West Essex, we believe in a healthy leadership rhythm. This leadership rhythm runs alongside our technical or clinical rhythm, and it's the success of both the clinical technical rhythm and the leadership rhythm that drives our performance. There's much more to say on the healthy leadership rhythm, and if you would like to know more, please don't hesitate to get in touch. But today we're going to focus on the 5 questions. There are some principles behind the 5 questions. Visible leadership and making interpersonal connections. Valuing the opinion and truly listening to people. Actioning issues as they arise, and creating a climate of psychological safety where people feel autonomous, empowered, that they can act, and that they are trusted and supported. They are safe in their work. It also shows you care and shows you have people's back. The tool was constructed from some evidence and best practice with some recommendations from the British Psychological Society and the work on compassionate leadership. It's now used by other organisations and has proved successful. So let's look at the 5 questions. The first question, how are you doing? Well, we ask this all the time. It's almost replaced hello as our greeting, and the exchange can often be quick and over within seconds. How are you doing? I'm fine. How are you doing? I'm fine. 2 seconds. It's not long enough to create that interpersonal relationship. Once you've built up a strong, trusting relationship, you will get the answer to how are you doing, but in the early stages, people will use the fine, fabulous, okay. So it's important that you move quickly on to question number 2. Question number 2, how is your team doing? Well, here 2 very powerful things are happening. Firstly, you're recognizing that they are part of a team. They belong to something, and it's that sense of belonging which is really, really important. You are a member of a team. You have colleagues. You have an opportunity to help and support others. But it also now creates a place where you can use third-party language. And third-party language is important. It often makes people safer in talking to you about the things that matter. So how are you doing? Fine. How is your team doing? Well, they're struggling. The team are uncertain. The team are anxious about the future. The team are unclear of what's going to happen to them and the future of their particular service. That third-party language is safe. It creates a safety where people can perhaps answer question number 1. Now we move on to question number 3. How are your colleagues doing? The real purpose of how are your colleagues doing is to get people to think a little bit bigger. So Ward A might want to share a story they've heard about Ward B. Doctors might want to be interested in how the nurses are coping, but it also allows us to connect to the compelling purpose of the organisation. Why are we here? Why are we doing? What are you connected to? And how do you contribute to that bigger purpose? With how is your team doing and how are your colleagues doing, a great conversation with plenty of listening takes place. But now we move on to question number 4. Question number 4 is where the action really begins, because question number 4 is your coaching question. So coaching is the principle of this tool, and what can you do to help them is the powerful question. They've shared with you their own experience. They've shared with the experience of their team and their understanding of what's going on within the service or the organisation. Rather than you take all that on board, rather than you make promises to fix it, the what can you do to help them question says have some control. Is there anything you can do to help? And this is important. When people feel that they have lost control, when people feel they have no ability to influence their surroundings, anxiety is high. So give them some of that control back. Ask them and encourage them to do something to help their colleagues in the team. This also is an act of kindness. So people enjoy helping others. And actually when you're kind to others, you get a sense of well-being for yourself. And again, your anxiety is reduced. People are now in action. They are trusted to get on and do something. The anxiety is starting to drop and they are creating kindness within the team. What can you do to help them? A very powerful question. Question number 5. What can we do to help you? So here, of course, this is the ending of the conversation. This is bringing things to a close. It's saying, thank you, you're going to do something now to help yourself. You're going to do something to help and support your colleagues within the team. You're going to take some action, and I trust you to take those actions. I've heard you. I have your back. But what can I, or what can we do to help you? What specific action could I do which supports you in helping others? In practice, of course, you won't stick to just those 5 questions. Once you understand the principles behind this particular tool, there will be better questions, questions more personalized to you, questions which get that conversation going, questions which make it easy for people to share things with you. Questions such as, what challenges are you facing at the moment? What one thing would you do differently? What one thing can I do to help? What can you do to help your colleagues? What do you find rewarding in your work? How are you taking care of yourself? What are you looking forward to in terms of work and the team? What worries or frustrates you? And what matters to you? Once you are familiar with the principles of 5 questions, those 5 steps, those 5 positions that create a strong interpersonal relationship, then the better questions will emerge and this tool will become natural and personalized to you. Use it in practice. Make it a regular rhythmic activity. It creates real exchanges rather than brief exchanges. It focuses on them, not you. And remember, coaching is the principle behind this particular tool. Show you care, be compassionate, and this is your leadership in action. When people ask leadership, I get all that, but what do I actually do? How do I do leadership? 5 questions. This is how you do leadership. There's lots more information on the 5 questions, and we're really happy to send you copies of this presentation, further details, and copies of the 5 questions as cards that you can share and distribute within your teams. So if you'd like to know anything else about the 5 questions, about the healthy leadership rhythm, or about leadership development within Hertfordshire and West Essex, then please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you.